Bobby.
Hello!
Have a seat. Bobby, can you tell me who you brought with you today?
I brought my mom, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Miss Everly. Nice to meet you. I think we'll start off by looking at some of the test scores that Bobby's taken over this past year.
Okay.
I'll let you look over it, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
What does BRI mean? I recognize it from years before, but it always escapes me. So
Yes, that's very understandable. BRI stands for Basic Reading Inventory, and it's basically looking at the different components of reading, such as like fluency and comprehension and accuracy. They're taken in minute-long tests, and as you can see from Bobby, he scored a 125, which is in the proficient range, so he's doing very well. But the BRI comprehension is a little bit tricky because he starts off at 100 and then goes to 80 and then goes to 50. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Bobby, do you know what happened?
I think it was because I didn't like the subjects that we were reading about. There was also some words that I didn't know, so I kind of skipped them, and sometimes I just don't like reading.
That's very understandable, and I wish that we could pick tests that were more catered to your guys' interests, because I know what it's like to read about stuff that I don't like to read about.
I like sharks!
Yeah, sharks would be a very good one to read about. Let's see here. But do you think that you could try to read the test even though you might not like them as well?
I can try.
is there something that we can do over the summer to help him out, like library books, vocab practice, Bobby?
Yes, those are very good suggestions, and I also would like to add to have different genres, because that would probably help to increase his range of interest. And it also might make it less discouraging for her to read about topics that he doesn't like as well.
So, looking at the accuracy category for BRI, it says 94. Does that mean he got a 94% on the tests?
Not exactly. 94 means that Bobby's proficient. It's based on percentiles and like cutoffs, and just a little bit of a push would get him into the above proficiency category. And I think that part of that dip that you see there might be because of winter break and how they're not quite as in tune to the school setting as they are during the fall and the spring.
What else can we do?
Oh, just a second. Before that, the ITBS scores.
Okay.
Those are another standardized test that we take. As you can see, it's divided into comprehension, vocabulary, reading, and math. And Bobby's not doing so well in those categories. He scored a 21, 40, 30, and a 13. And we generally want them to be in the 90th percentiles. And as you can see, Bobby's not in the 90th percentile. Let's see here. It basically means that if you had 100 people in one room, 79 students would have scored higher than Bobby. So he has a little bit of work to do.
All right. Is there anything that we can help with that over the summer?
Yes. Going back to the library, that's an excellent way to do it. Different genres, and having the reading level be just about where he will be reading something harder to increase his vocabulary, and also reading loud would help him with just his comprehension, especially if you were to ask him to summarize his story after he got done reading it out loud. And reading it out loud and reading to himself both have benefits. And then you can do stuff like flashcards or like story problems that you can find on the internet, no problem, for some of his math categories. And hopefully that will help boost him into next year, because his near grade equivalent is a 3.0, and that basically means that a student who's at the very beginning of third grade would test about the same as he did, But obviously he's at the end of 3rd grade, so we have a little bit of a gap that we need to fill. But I think that with help over the summer and a little bit of pushing, he would be able to increase that.
I think we can manage that. You have been very helpful. Thank you.
So
Can we get ice cream now?
Sure. Bobby.
Thank you.
it's very nice